and other members of the Rust production crew slapped with a lawsuit by the family of late Rust cinematographer Helena Hutchins. It blames reckless gun behavior and cost-cutting for the accidental death. The lawyers also having a 3D video simulation made showing Baldwin firing the deadly shot. But as you may remember, the actor denying any responsibility.
Do you feel guilt?
No, no. I feel that there is, I feel that someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me.
Hours after being sued, he posted on Instagram that, quote, everything is going to be all right. Not sure if he got my book subject. Judge.
Yes.
I have two questions for the lawyers over here. One is just about the lawsuit themselves and what could happen, but also about this video that they have put forward, and could that hurt their case in the long run?
Well, they don't even need a video at this point. What you've got is Alec Baldwin, who is not just the actor holding the weapon from which the bullet killed Helena Hutchins, but he's also the executive producer. And as an executive producer, he is responsible for a lot of the safety that's going on the set. What we know so far is that Baldwin himself refused any kind of training to work with the gun that he was handling, that the Helena Gutierrez Reed was a daughter of someone who was very famous and not at all qualified to be one of the armors, that this Dave Hall just handed them the gun without checking the gun, and Baldwin didn't check the gun. They were under tremendous time restraints. They were rushing, and they were cutting corners left and right, and there had also been 2 live accidental rounds that had been shot ahead of time, and I'm not even getting started.
Right.
All right. Now, for Baldwin to get up there, and I don't know what, it took him a long time to make that statement where he says, I am not responsible for this. How dare you, you arrogant, condescending shooter? Okay, it was what you held, that gun that from which the bullet came, that killed Helena Hutchins. Go ahead, Geraldo.
I agree with everything the judge said, and I will go further and say, if you're texting while driving and you kill somebody, that could be involuntary manslaughter, a criminal case.
Yeah.
So I believe that, as the judge indicated, everybody that touched that gun should be sued, could be sued. Moreover, the New Mexico authorities still have not yet made clear whether or not they will indict Baldwin or any of the other participants.
Why?
Involuntary manslaughter. If you're doing something negligent and someone dies, you didn't intend them to die, but it is your negligence. Remember, texting while driving. You didn't intend to run your car into someone and kill them, but you did. They're dead. It's not voluntary manslaughter because you didn't intend to kill them, but it is involuntary manslaughter, I think, under the facts in this case.
And the case law is not clear.
Okay.
So they are still looking at it. I can confirm that.
All right. And Jesse, then from your perspective, what do you see?
Well, wrongful death lawsuits usually settle from 10 million to 15 million. OJ got hit with about 33.5 million. He killed 2 people. We all know what happened there. He probably won't get hit with that type of damage, but he's worth, Baldwin, what? 20 million, 40 million, 50 million tops. So if he's looking at a, what, 10 to 15 million dollar payout in damages, that explains why he rushed so fast back to get back to work. Because he's been through a divorce, he's got a lot of kids. He might not be that liquid. He might really, really get hurt, I shouldn't say hurt, financially hurt by, being on the hook for that type of settlement.
Do you remember when it first happened, Greg, and he was so devastated, and and you even remember probably the picture when he met the husband and the son, and there was all this compassion, and then he does the George Stephanopoulos interview. It's like, well, what happened there?
Yeah. Once money enters the picture, everything changes, and there is going to be a big settlement, mainly because he took a man's wife and a son's mother in the prime of her life, right? And not just that, the difference between this and texting in a way is that this is such an improbable, absurd accident. It should never have happened, which makes, I think, even him more culpable because it never should have happened. Like, why is there live ammo there? Makes no sense. And again, I always say this because I don't have much to say on this. It could have been solved by just having somebody who was an expert there, and the NRA would have the very best people there. But when you demonize a group of people, you won't use that group of people, so you use, as you said, an incredibly unqualified person when you could have just got the best. Every NRA I had an NRA trainer. They're the best. They were so obsessive about safety. It's scary.
Yep.
So I think that's the lesson that motion pictures should learn if they still exist in the next few years.
All right, The Fastest 7 is up next.